Everyone. I would like to bring this regular meeting of the Sonoma City Council to order. We will start from the Pledge of Allegiance. I would like Vice Mayor Council Barnett to lead us for this Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
of
of
America,
America and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation
under God, indivisible,
Indivisible.
with a
with
liberty
liberty and
and
justice for all.
justice for all. Thank you, Vice Mayor Barnett. I would like to ask the city clerk, Ms. Rebecca Barr, for a roll call, please.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, Councilmember Agramonte. Madeline, I'm sorry, Councilmember, you're muted.
Here,
Vice Mayor Barnett,
Here,
Councilmember Felder,
present.
Councilmember Lowe,
here,
Mayor Dean.
Here,
Thank you.
thank you so much. According to our last special meeting, that is January the 6th, all our city council meeting and commissioner meeting will be conducted virtually. So we will not change this practice until the further notice. So that we can participate with the meeting by the Zoom, and you can open the agenda and you can see in the highlighted one, you just click and link to your Zoom software. Also, you are able to participate by cell phone. If you don't have the cell phone and a computer, also you can participate in the meeting through telephone. The number has been listed on the agenda. You can choose either one and then tell your ideas and inputs. So although we have the difficulties due to this pandemic, but it never bother us to practice our local politics. So thank you for your understanding and cooperation. Next item is a report closed section. This afternoon, 2 p.m., our 5 city council members gathered together at our Chamber of Commerce meeting room, except for Vice Mayor and Council Barnett. He is not in the town. So he joined us for this closed session by virtual. Today, our topic for closed session is evaluation for our city manager, Mr. Garrett Natoy. This is just only in the first meeting, we will have a serious evaluation procedures. The next meeting will be scheduled on February the 2nd, afternoon, 4 p.m. as well. Next item, approval agenda. Do you have any comments or want to change for this agenda? If none, if anybody want to make a motion, we approve today's agenda.
I move. This is Madeline.
Who's the second?
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Agramonte,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Barnett,
aye.
Councilmember Felder,
Aye.
Councilmember Lowe,
Aye.
Mayor Dean.
Aye.
Thank you. The motion carries unanimously.
Thank you. Agenda number 1, that is the comments from the public. Right now, it's open to the public for any items not appearing on today's agenda. you can using your minutes and the 3 minutes or the less. Please start your public comment by spelling your name. Thank you so much.
Mr. Mayor, the first person it looks like is Celeste Winders.
All right.
Yes, hi, thank you. I am here representing Food for All, Comida para Todos. We are a Sonoma Valley organization that has been providing services to those impacted by COVID-19 since the beginning of the pandemic. And I'm coming to you today to share that we have had a massive and exponential surge of requests for stay-home boxes since the holidays. Our Stay Home Box program provides doorstep delivery of food and essential items, including electrolyte fluids, digital thermometers, and a specialized box of food to assist in recovery from COVID-19 that's provided to us at a reduced cost by La Favorita Market. And the rate of requests for the Stay Home Box program is continuing to grow. It is growing exponentially. This program is costing our organization between $500 and $800 a day to deliver these items. And this program provides actually an important public health service. It's not just about providing food. It's about keeping individuals and families who've been infected with COVID-19 isolated at home and preventing the further spread of COVID. We have been delivering all over the valley, including within the city limits. We are delivering to individuals. We are delivering to multifamily households. We are delivering to households with children who attend our schools. Entire households have been infected with the virus. Some households, some members have it and some members don't. And so we've been providing N95 masks to try to keep those with the virus isolated and those without the virus protected from contracting it. I'm coming to you because we need help. We need help from the city. We need help from the county. We need help from every organization and agency that can help us. We are all volunteers. We work full-time jobs on top of doing this volunteer work. We have incredibly dedicated volunteers who are working daily to get these boxes onto the doorsteps and keep people isolated to prevent the further spread of COVID. I'm hoping that the city council can help us. We are available to answer any questions that the council may have at any time. You can reach us anytime. We're happy to provide more information about our programs. The Stay Home Box program is just one program that we provide. We've also been doing rapid testing for vineyard workers right out in the agricultural fields. We have been doing rapid testing in our driveways. We've been rapid testing families who need to go back to work and they need a rapid test to show that they're now negative. We've been rapid testing families who need a rapid test so the children can return to school with a negative rapid test. These are folks who have not been able to obtain rapid tests anywhere else. And they're really struggling. They haven't been able to obtain N95 masks anywhere else. There's price gouging right now. So I just come to the council hoping that you can help us at some point, and I make myself available at any time to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms.
Next,
Winters, and thank
we
you
have
for your
Sinjin.
dedication.
Next, we have Sinjin Bain.
Mr. Bain, it's your turn.
Good evening, Council. This is Sinjin. I live in Sonoma. I'm going to speak to you tonight about the procedural aspects of the Broadway restriping project and fill in some of the gaps identified by council members at last week's meetings. The issues I will address are important as council will continue to consider important traffic and safety projects moving forward. Back in July 2021, I sent an application to become a member of the Traffic and Safety Committee, also known as the TSC. On September 7th, I followed up with the Public Works Director, Colleen Ferguson, and Councilmember Jack Ding to reinforce my interest in being a member of the committee. My interest in being on the TSC was based on my belief that having residents and members of the public involved in the Traffic and Safety Committee is critical for community input and transparency. On August 2nd, when Colleen Ferguson presented her report to council, she was asked many questions about the steps she took. She clarified that she had in fact consulted with fire and police departments. She also explained at great length the process Caltrans goes through approving road projects and that the final design would be done by Caltrans based on council's design request state regulations, and Caltrans guidelines. At Friday's special meeting, Frank Pendry confirmed and reconfirmed the accuracy of the statements made previously. The September Council, at its offsite retreat, discussed disbanding the TSC and shifting its work to administrators at the Police, Fire, and Public Works Department. On October 25th, the Index Tribune reported that Colleen would be retiring at the end of the year. On November 4th, the Index Tribune reported that Council had, in fact, during closed session, voted to disband the TSC, formally giving responsibility to police, fire, engineering, and public works administrators. We should all take a minute and think about how the events I've shared relate to the special meetings last week. At several points during the special meetings, various council members shared concerns about not seeing Caltrans final drawings earlier in the process. Council member Barnett expressed outrage at the fact that the police and fire departments weren't consulted. There were also criticisms of staff for not making materials available to council and overseeing the process better. The facts are clear. The police and fire departments were more than consulted on the Broadway restriping plan. As of November 4th, the fire and police departments were 2 out of the departments responsible for being on top of this project, providing council with updates as to what information had been received, what additional materials would be available, when they'd come, material changes. The director of the third department was co-assigned the oversight role was preparing to retire, and her permanent replacement is still yet to be determined. I think it's important that council take a look at the decision they made with regard to eliminating the TSC and eliminating public involvement. Similarly, it's important for council to recognize that for those who were supposed to keep them up to speed about the plans,
That's time, Mayor.
failed to do so. Finally, it's important for those who attempted to lay blame on others, step up, apologize for the chaos and delays they created, and commit to not repeating their behavior. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bain.
Next, we have Josette Bros Iker.
Hi, Ms. Iker.
Okay. Yeah, Josette Bros Iker, 1110 Aloma Court. Good evening to the City Council. I am here representing the Sonoma Valley Cannabis Group. The following is a letter we have sent to the Sonoma City Council. Dear City Council members and staff, the Sonoma Valley Cannabis Group submits this letter in response to remarks made by the City Council members and staff during their discussion of the second cannabis dispensary issue at its November 17th meeting. This reply also addresses points raised in subsequent communications between the council members and our group. We feel it is important to set the record straight regarding any incorrect information that was provided by the council and to respond to misconceptions on the part of the City Council that may have unduly influenced public opinion. In an email, SVCG, following that November meeting, it was suggested that though the RFP issue was tabled, there will be an opportunity for medical patients and adult use consumers to purchase cannabis in Sonoma once the first retail outlet opens. We submit that limiting purchases to a single local dispensary denies medical patients and adult consumers the freedom to take advantage of a competitive environment. We will continue to be at the mercy of a sole provider, which can control price, product availability, and supplementary services. It can be shown compared to 3 of its major competitors, Spark's prices are generally higher and their number of brands and products lower. Thank you, and more from our next speaker, Richard Silver. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Iker.
And Milton is next. I'm guessing that might be Mr. Silver.
That is my nom de plume, or my nom de computer. Greetings and salutations. Happy New Year. I would like to continue reading from the email sent by the SVCG to the City Council and to media throughout the Bay Area. Each of you and the City Council General Mailbox received this email, as did those newspapers. During the November 17th City Council meeting, it was suggested that Sonoma should take pride in amending its ordinance to allow a second dispensary, and that based on examples given for numbers of dispensaries in local cities, it is, quote, actually pretty significant for a town like us, end quote. However, the numbers cited don't bear this out. It was stated that Cloverdale did not allow recreational dispensaries. However, Cloverdale, which is smaller than Sonoma in population, in fact, has 2 dispensaries. Santa Rosa has 12 walk-in dispensaries and another dozen already approved. Recreational dispensaries. However, the Napa City Council was already preparing to approve adult use sales in all 5 of its dispensaries. Cotati was not mentioned. It is the smallest incorporated community in Sonoma County and has 1 dispensary. And though it too was not mentioned, Sebastopol, which is comparable in size to Sonoma, has 2 dispensaries. In this context, 5 of 9 Sonoma cities have dispensaries. And as a milestone, Sonoma's single dispensary becomes far less significant. In a subsequent communication between a city council member and SVCG, it was suggested that though the vote to table the RFP may have been a disappointment to this organization, there are many.
This is
The
so
city as it addresses other problems. We ask, what number constitutes many? It is as many as the number of citizens, 40, who sent postcards, which you all received. Did those from whom the council member heard send their concerns via emails? There are no emails expressing opposition to a second dispensary in the public correspondence folder. However, it does contain 11 emails in support. An additional 18 emails likely due to the same snafu in the city's mail system that delayed for 2 weeks our email to which the council member recently responded. One last question. I do not see Madeline Agramonte on my screen. Is she present or do I need to reclaim my time? Is Miss Agramonte present? If she's off,
yes. Ms. Agramonte is present.
I want to see her on the screen. Otherwise, I'm going to reclaim my time. It is imperative that each of you be
That's his
present
time, Mr. Mayor.
Miss,
in public. What?
your time is
Rebecca? Yeah, one minute. Rebecca, is she
no,
present
no
in
1
this
minute.
room?
Yes.
I will give you 10
Then let me see her on the screen, please. I want to be able to look at each of you as any of us speak. And Jack, respectfully, I can
Mr.
reclaim my
Silver?
time when
Do you
someone
like
is
us to
not
remove
present.
his ability to talk, Mr. Mayor?
Mr. Silver, time is over. Thank you. Next.
Next, we have Van Solkov.
Hi, Mr. Soka, it's your turn.
Hi, guys. Van Solkov, 144 West Spain Street, owner operator, Happy Travelers Tour, and I'm continuing the email script that we're sharing with the council from the SVCG. However, personal note, there are 30 some odd tasting rooms in Sonoma, and we're debating a second cannabis dispensary. Give me a break. Good evening. I'd like to continue reading from the email sent by the SVCG to the City Council. In that same email from the council member, it was also stated that the quote question isn't if we'll have a second dispensary, but when, end quote. So we must ask, when is when? Given this current process, it could easily be 2 or 3 years from now, far too long. Only the staff has suggested a date, vague as it is, for releasing the RFP. The city council has not proposed a date. The city council has, however, advanced myriad reasons to avoid initiating the process. Several weeks ago, the city manager attempted to deflect our query on why the second dispensary issue isn't on a list of goals or wasn't on the list of goals. It was then proposed by City Council members errantly that there was a lack of interest among the population or the populace in the Sonoma Valley. That's ridiculous. Subsequently, someone unknown in some unexplained manner directed staff to recommend a delay in order to obtain tax data. However, during the November meeting, staff said it wasn't particularly interested in the financial aspect of the recommendation, admitting that the early tax numbers wouldn't reflect the business's viability anyway. We are having difficulty reconciling all of this. One council member brushed off the significance of the amount of tax revenue that could be gained. You kidding? I run tours. I take people from Sonoma to Santa Rosa all the time to buy cannabis at dispensaries. Santa Rosa's benefiting. Still, another claim that every other issue on the council's plate would, quote, come to a screeching halt if we have to go through the extensive RFP process. Give me a break. To the last point, SVCG is not convinced the Sonoma City Council is unable to manage more than one issue at a time. Come on. The council was faced with multiple issues during the last year, from Verizon Wireless and UGB to Housing and Development Code, all during COVID-19. And during that time, it also drove the first dispensary process from RFP to CCPB. When is it going to open? In the end, on November 17, the City Council decided to grant the sole permit holder a de facto moratorium that protects its monopoly of service, the legality of which is questionable.
That's time, Mr. Mayor.
Yield to my time, and our next speaker will conclude our comments, and that'll be Gil Latimer. And my blood pressure is amped because I have to even waste my time with this.
Mr. Soker,
The next speaker is actually Andrea Werlin.
Hi, Warren, it's your turn.
She may have to unmute herself.
Yeah, I just sent her a message to unmute.
Maybe we can choose the next one, and when he comes back, we give him another chance.
I'm sorry. Are you there?
All right. Yeah, you're
Sorry.
here. Andrew.
Okay. Hi, I'm sorry. I am here to speak on behalf of the, the urgency ordinance about the timeshares, and basically in opposition to the Picasso model.
That's not right now.
That one is we have an agenda. We want to discuss. Could you please come back?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would like to give you the chance to have the public comments on agenda number 6.3. We will discuss about timeshare issue. Exactly what do you want to speak about?
I will do that.
All right, thank you.
So for general public comment, the next person is Gil Latimer.
All right.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Good evening, Gil Latimer, Grant Court, Sonoma. I'd like to finish reading from the email SVCG sent to the City Council. In the 4.5 years of the Sonoma Valley Cannabis Group's existence, it has always dealt with city government in good faith. We can, however, describe instance after instance when the City Council and its staff did not act in kind. Given all the aforementioned differing rationalizations for not moving the process forward, many would say that it seems the problem is not a lack of will on the part of the public, but instead a lack of will on the part of the majority of the City Council. However, we would prefer to give this current City Council the benefit of the doubt that it will consider an offer that could resolve this issue. There are a number of points on which we should be able to agree. One, the chance that Spark will encounter any negative impacts in its first few months of operation is negligible. Two, early tax numbers won't necessarily reflect the business's viability. Three, that considering the agreement Spark has with the city, it will honor its community benefits commitments. And four, that a second dispensary will substantially increase tax revenue to the city Examples of this are, in 2020, California retail stores sold over $4 billion worth of cannabis products. This shows an almost 50% growth compared to 2019, and that by 2022, the recreational cannabis market in California is projected to reach $5 billion. That locally, Santa Rosa has benefited from the retail growth as sales revenue from the businesses has increased from over $160,000 at the end of 2018 to over $1 million in the last fiscal year. Agreement on these particulars should eliminate the central considerations indicated by the City Council as barriers to moving the process forward. We propose that the city issue the new RFP on April 1st, 2022, in order to expedite the process and allow the city to realize the additional revenue promised by industry growth. This 3-month window will give the city some time to establish forward motion on other issues, and understanding that the process timeline could extend beyond 6 months to complete, the current dispensary will have ample time to establish its presence in the city. In conclusion, on behalf of its 200 members and the residents of the entire lower Sonoma Valley, the Sonoma Valley Cannabis Group asks the Sonoma City Council to begin the second dispensary process to ensure a fairer and more equitable environment for medical patients and consumers. And with that, I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Latterman.
Mr. Mayor, it doesn't appear anybody else is raising their hand. We might give it just a few more seconds if anyone.
Yes.
Mr. Silver, you've already had your turn as public comment. That appears everyone else that's raising their hand has already spoken, Mr. Mayor.
All right. Thank you so much. Monitoring.
So we can move forward.
Anyway, if you have another inputs and the good points want to share with everybody, the email is always open, and also you can call, leave a message to the city government on the phone, and the owner communication isn't ready and also is open. Let's move to the next item. That is the agenda number 2, meeting dedications. Is anyone from our council members? No? All right, let's move to the item number 3, presentations. Today, we don't have any presentations. Item number 4, consent calendar. All the items listed on consent calendar are considered to be routine and will be acted upon by a single motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless the members of the council or the staff request the specific items to be removed for separate action. Any items you would like to pull out or removed? Right now, it's the time. Total, we have 5 items.
Move to approve.
All right, who is the second?
Oh, sorry, Mr. Mayor, you have to see if there's any public comment on its consent calendar items. Thank you.
Right now, it's the time to open to the public. And in the public comments for this consent calendar from the city council.
It doesn't appear that anyone's raising their hands. If we want to give them just a few more seconds.
Yeah, a few more seconds, it's good.
No one's raising their hand, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Ms. Barr.
And
we already have a motion by Councilmember Agramonte, the second by Vice Mayor Barnett. Roll, please.
Councilmember Agramonte.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Barnett.
Aye.
Councilmember Felder.
Aye.
Councilmember Lowe.
Mute.
Aye.
Mayor Dean.
Aye.
Thank you. The motion carries unanimously.
Thank you so much. Item number 5, public hearing. Today, we have the public hearing. Agenda number 6, regular calendar. City Council, matters requiring discussion and or action by the City Council. 6.1, discussion, consideration, and possible action selecting 2022, the City of the Sonoma, Almeida. Could you please, the City Manager, Mr. Toya, give us a little bit of introduction for this agenda?
Sure, Mr. Mayor. Basically, every year the city selects an alcalde that is actually appointed by or recommended by the mayor and then ratified by the council. And typically, per the council policy, is Mr. Mayor, you make your announcement at this meeting, gets ratified, and then we take a 5-minute break while you call the person to let them know that they've been selected as the city alcalde.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I have been working with the nomination committees 2 times. We fully discussed. We're so happy to receive so many nominations. They represent our communities and show us the goodwills and from our committees and a lot of positiveness. And each time of this year also is a difficult time for the mayor to choose the who. That I did the same thing. I think it's very, very difficult for me to choose. Although nomination committee provides a day the list. So now finally, this year I nominate Mr. Steve Page as 2022 Alcalde. This is my name, and also I need my coworker, city councils, get a ratification. Who can put to the motion?
Move to approve? Second.
Mayor Ding, since there is action being taken on this, again, public comment will be required.
Okay. All right. Right now, it's time to open to the public. Thank you.
It doesn't appear that anyone is raising their hand, Mayor Ding.
All right. Thank you so much. Right now, we got a motion by Agramonte, Councilmember Agramonte. Who want to be in the second?
I'll second that.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Lowe. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Agramonte,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Ding.
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did that backwards. My apologies. Let me try that
That's
again.
fine.
Vice Mayor Barnett,
Aye.
Councilmember Felder,
Aye.
Councilmember Lowe,
Aye.
and now Mayor Ding. My apologies.
Aye.
The motion carries unanimously.
I would like you do us a favor. Please contact the newly born and Al-Qaeda and please pass this wonderful news to him. Let's have a 5 minutes break and see how we can get it together. Thank you.
Okay.
We have a 5 minutes break. Sonoma Valley Citizen Advisory Commission. I was invited to have the site visit in the raceway, and Steve and drove the keys in the truck. And it's not a truck, it's the shadow bus for me and for my and the co-worker of other commissioners. Look around, and also she was driving on the tracks on the raceway. That is very interesting. Yeah. Second time I met him, I think that is 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2018. When I finished, and that is May 2018. When I finished the meeting and in Washington, D.C., in Capitol Hill for the tax reform, and I took an airline right away back to San Francisco. But this airline stopped by the Charlotte, North Carolina. I was sitting over there, there was, Steve just approaching, and he just sitting in the front of me. I was thinking, what's this guy? I said, sounds like familiar. I said, who is him? Later on, I was thinking, yeah, this is maybe Steve. So that I said, excuse me, are you Steve? He said, yes, I'm Steve. And then I know that he just finished, he's in the board of director meeting for the Sonoma Raceway, because Sonoma and the Raceway's headquarters is Charlotte, North Carolina. That is the 2 times, my personal experience with the Steve Page. Or anybody, you have any wonderful experience? Yeah, it's a good time.
Mr. Mayor, is there going to be an opportunity for all of us to say something nice about Steve Page? I certainly would love to add on at a public event. My recollection is there's an event that is held to honor the alcalde. I'd love to go on and on about how wonderful Steve Page is tonight, but I'm just curious what the next steps are.
That's great. Thank you. Rebecca, let me know when Steve is ready to talk. Otherwise,
He's probably not going to be speaking this evening, Mayor Dean. I think he's going to take it in for a little while. I let him know that he was welcome to join the meeting, but he said he probably would send his comments in. I think he was a little overcome.
all right. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Congratulations. Yeah. Mr. Toy.
Mr. Mayor, yeah, I think there will be an opportunity. I think we're just trying to figure things out once the surge, and we can go back to meeting in person. So the next step is we're figuring it out just based on once we get past this surge, and then we'll figure out the event, or if it's a council meeting or whatever. So there'll be plenty of opportunity. I think it's well worth it. We just need some time to figure it out. That's all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Toya, for your advice. All right, let's move on the City Council's meeting. Item number 6.2, that is discussing consideration and a possible action on council comments regarding the alternative report for Sonoma Development Center special plan and provide direction to staff. Mr. Toya, could you please give us some summary and a background information, please? Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. As the council will recall, back in December 1st, 2021, the council received a presentation from Sonoma County regarding the alternatives report for the Sonoma Development Center specific plan. After receiving numerous public comment, the council requested that perhaps we schedule a specific workshop at the following meeting in December, which was December 15th, to allow a more focused discussion to receive feedback from the community and the council. So at your regular December 15th meeting, the council actually conducted a workshop within the course of that meeting to receive feedback. At that time, staff indicated we would summarize the comments received from council. We'll return to you at your January meeting, which is this evening, so the council would have an opportunity to review, edit, or modify the comments attached to the staff report. Something the council may want to consider is that comments are due to the county by January 25th. And if the council wants, you could appoint one or two of your members actually to prepare transmittal letter to accompany the comments. So with that, we're just looking for feedback on to modify the comments if needed, edited, and if a council member would like to work on the transmittal letter to the county.
Thank you, Mr. Toy. I think right now we can get more inputs from our council member. Please. Council member Lowe, please.
You know, just the comment regarding the timeline is a little bit off. The Board of Supervisors actually meet on January 25th. And so that is not when it's due. I mean, just like our meetings, they have to publish things in advance. So I would suggest that, and you know, since I've been working on this, I would be more than happy after the council takes a look and make sure everything's in there or take things out or whatever, be willing to step up to draft a letter. Several other letters have gone into the county at this time. One of them was shared with all of us. I believe you all have seen it from the MAC. So this is in keeping with other organizations and what they are doing to advise the Board of Supervisors as to the priorities of the community, which we heard loud and clear and continue to hear in letters to the editor and so. So I just wanted to clarify before you take public comment, before there's a motion, that this is time sensitive and this has to be done in order for them to receive it for their meeting on the 25th. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Lowe. Vice Mayor Barnett, do you have it? Yes, please.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Ding. I support what Councilwoman Lowe just said, and I would be more than happy for her to take the lead and draft our correspondence. Is there any interest also in us endorsing the other letters that have gone from various councils throughout the valley? I don't know what I bring that up to see what the council thinks about that. Like, for example, the what is it? The North Sonoma MAC was interested in getting our endorsement of their letter, et cetera. And I would also be open to doing that as well.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Barnett.
So,
if I may,
yeah, Councilman Rowe, please.
I think as individual council members, we should feel free to endorse those letters. I feel that as they're not on the agenda, we may not have seen all of them. I know we saw the one, you know, so the one that was circulated to all of us, I'm more than happy to agree that we should add that to the motion to support that. But there are other letters out there as well that are not, I don't think, have been sent to all of us. And so I think those would be individual endorsements at this point. If there's one that, you know, the one that was sent to all of us, absolutely, I think that's fine. But the other one, I mean, I've gotten a few other ones as well.
It's true. It seems like every council or commission in the Sonoma Valley is drafting a letter right now. I think the one that we all saw was from the North Sonoma MAC.
Mhm.
And I would be more than happy if that's the one that Councilwoman Lowe is referencing to support that.
Yeah, that's the one from Maite Tori that she signed and sent to all of us.
Oh, I was talking about the one from Arthur Dawson.
Oh, the one from Arthur Dawson. Okay,
Yes.
Everyone received that? I wasn't sure. Sometimes, you know, when you're blind copying and whatever, I wasn't sure, but yes, I think that's.
That's great. Yeah, we just do our best. Get more voice and let them pay more attention. Hopefully, they want to change something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right now, I think it's the time for me to open to the public.
I don't see anyone raising their hand, Mayor Ding, at this point. You can give it just a few more seconds if you like.
Yeah, maybe we can wait a few more seconds.
Yeah, no one's raising their hand, Mayor Ding.
All right, let's come back to our council. Councilmember Felder, please.
Yes, I'd like to say that I would certainly be happy to have Councilwoman Lowe draft a letter for us. And I think that from my perspective, the summary of our comments from the December 15th meeting pretty much covered all of the things that we felt were important. And I would like that attached to the letter if the rest of the council agrees.
Yes. Councilmember Agramonte, please.
I agree with everyone here. I think it's very important, and I'm so glad Councilmember Lowe is with us because she seems to have some details, far more than we may regarding SDC. We have to stay really on board with this because we're very close to it. We'll be affected by whatever goes on that property. Thank you. And I support the letter.
Also, I support the letters. Mr. Toy, do you have any additional advice at this situation? Do we need to make the motion or?
Yeah, I think it'd be good, Mr. Mayor, if the council made a motion to basically transmit a letter along with the summary of the comments to the Board of Supervisors prior to their meeting on the 25th. And within that, you're also authorizing Councilmember Lowe to draft that transmittal letter, to prepare the transmittal letter.
I'd like to move that in addition to send a confirmation to Mr. Dawson and Ms. Uturi that we also agree with or sign on to their statements. So we've got 4 parts. We've got the letter, we've got the attachment, and we have the concurrence with the 2 other agencies of their letters. Is that?
Thank you. Who can second?
I second that.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Agramonte,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Barnett,
Aye.
Councilmember Felder,
Aye.
Councilmember Lowe,
Aye.
Mayor Ding.
Aye.
Thank you. The motion carries unanimously.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody, for this. I really appreciate it. The community.
Definitely. We work always together. A lot of unanimously. Yeah. Agenda number 6.3. Discuss, consider, and take a possible action on introduction and adoption of an urgency ordinance amended the Sonoma Municipal Code to add in section 19.50 timeshares and then finding the ordinance exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act, (CEQA), under the general rule pursuant to guidelines in section 15061B3, because CEQA only that applies to projects that have potential for causing a significant effect on the environment, and the ordinance does not involve the commitment to any specific project that it may result in a potentially significant physical effect on the environment. So that at this point, I would like to ask Mr. Toyer and the planning directors Mr. Storer and give us the more detailed information, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, council members. I guess first thing I need to do is apologize for the length of that title of that staff report tonight and all of the CEQA language, mumbo jumbo. Anyway, at your council's direction, staff prepared a draft urgency ordinance to regulate timeshares. And we were able to present that last Thursday, the 13th, to the Planning Commission. At the time that we presented that to the commission, we'd already prepared the staff report that you have for this agenda. And we certainly let the Planning Commission know that we would forward their comments prior to your action tonight. Presented to the Planning Commissions were regulations that banned timeshares in residential zones, but did allow them in commercial and mixed use with a conditional use permit. And that was what is in your packet tonight. However, at that Planning Commission meeting, again, it was just a few days ago, the Planning Commission did recommend an outright ban throughout the city. And they also wanted the ordinance to reflect the words fractional interest uses. And they directed staff based on their findings to modify the resolution. And we did that. In your packet tonight, we provided you with an alternate ordinance that does what I just said, and that's put a prohibition of timeshares in throughout the city. And we provided to you in that resolution, if you switched and compared, you would see that we added 4 findings, E, F, G, and H, that discuss the loss of property taxes and also the loss of potential sites for housing as we try to discover sites for the 6th cycle of our housing element update. So again, we do have that ordinance that does ban as opposed to one that we presented previously in the staff report. And staff and the Planning Commission do recommend approval of the alternate or supplemental packet ordinance that we've provided to you tonight, should your city council wish to have an outright prohibition in the city of Sonoma. And this concludes staff's report, other than say that from about the 4 o'clock hour this afternoon, we did receive just over half a dozen comment letters that I think have been provided for your review. That concludes my presentation, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Director Stoller. Vice Mayor Barnett, please.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Ding. Director Storer, I have a question. Since timeshares aren't defined currently in our municipal code, by default, they're currently banned, correct?
Yes, that is correct, sir.
And so if we passed an urgency ordinance tonight and took the recommendation of the Planning Commission to include all zones for the time being, nothing really would change. We would just sort of codify it in a way that we haven't yet before, correct?
Yes, yes, that is correct. That's my understanding. And we do have Mr. Ruderman available to add to that. We just don't have an outright, we don't expressly state that they're prohibited. By default, I believe they are prohibited, but we're expressly stating our intent.
Okay.
Yeah, that's correct. It's similar to the cannabis dispensary issue before, Prop 64, when that was simply not a use that was enumerated. And there was quite a bit of debate about whether or not you had to enumerate it in order to prohibit it. So in this case, the city attorney's position is that, yes, an unenumerated use is a banned use. And it would be our position that timeshares are not allowed within any zone currently. But due to some ambiguities in the law and Picasso in particular, pushing the envelope on what is and is not a timeshare, by codifying it, we make it clear that this is not an allowed use. And we provide penalties not only for having that use, but for marketing that use within the city.
Thank you, Mr. Ludeman. Council Member Felder, do you have any experience to share?
Well, I'll wait for comments. I don't have any questions. And when we get to comments after the public input, I will certainly share my thoughts.
Wonderful. Thank you. Councilmember Abramonte, do you want to at this time or then later? Unmute, please.
Okay, yes, I absolutely support this. I think it really is very important because, as I said 2 years ago, this is the harbinger of things to come. And this is one of those issues. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Looks like right now we are ready to open to the public. The public comments, please.
First individual is Patricia Smith.
Hi, Ms. Smith.
Hi there. Thank you so much. I want to thank the Planning Commission, the legal team, staff, and council for putting this important request on the agenda tonight. It just really heartens me, the work that we've been doing with Stop Picasso Now, and some of you we've spoken to, and to see this actually coming to fruition or the possibility is wonderful. So for those of us in the thick of the Picasso battle on our cul-de-sac on Old Winery Court, we're just outside the city limits, but what you do tonight is really going to help impact, I'm sure, other cities in the county. So just yesterday, Napa Chamber chose Picasso as Business of the Week. It was a really bad day for us, and you are brightening it today for really honestly seeing what damage a company and a business model and a real estate model like this can do. I'm across the street from Ground Zero. Some of you have been there and seen it. They paid over $4 million for that house that at the time was valued at 2.7. It's now valued at 2.8. For those on this meeting, they may ask, why would they ever do that? But by overpaying, they can then charge more money per eighth share, and they can reap 12% fees based on those shares. So all of it has not worked so well for Picasso on our street because we took immediate action, and honestly, to fend off the buyers, we've literally trashed our cul-de-sac with signs and banners. It's not a way we want to live, but everyone on our street is in agreement that we will continue this as long as we need to. To me, it still boggles my mind that investors and potential buyers think this is a good business model. It really is. Potential lawsuits and fallout are just looming. So anyway, for those 44 days per year across the street from us, $606,000 plus $18,000 per year. Plus, just recently, they had water damage, mold remediation, pest, and for weeks had service trucks there. So that means you also get to pay 1/8 share of all of those repairs because it's all passed through to the shareholders. So go ahead and try to calendar your 44 days a year with the other 7 shareholders. I mean, it really, the model just, somebody on our cul-de-sac said it's worse than a timeshare. A lot of ways it is. Because if there's all that water damage and you can't use the property, where do you get to go for your vacation? Anyway, in conclusion, I thank you. Really heartfelt the idea of not being able to market in the city as well. Thank you. Truly appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Smith.
Next, we have Andrea Werlin.
Thank you. Sorry about trying to get in earlier. I am, of course, in support of this urgency ordinance. I do have a question. I don't know if it can be answered, but I understand this applies to timeshares. Is there actual language in this that specifies that can apply to fractional ownership, or is that something that would have to be determined later? I don't know if there's an answer, but I am, for all the reasons that Patricia Smith just enumerated, we are absolutely opposed to allowing this kind of business model in our neighborhoods anywhere in Sonoma. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Whelan.
Next, we have Nancy.
Hi, Nancy, it's your turn.
Looks like we're still trying to bring her in, Mr. Mayor.
All right.
There she is.
Unmute. Okay. Hello.
Hi.
I'm Carl Sherrill. I'm Nancy's husband.
All
And
right, yeah.
She
Same
would
group.
like me to read the statement that she actually wrote because she accidentally printed it in such a small font that she can't read it.
That's fun.
So let me read Nancy's statement, and I certainly agree with everything she has to say. We applaud the Sonoma City Council for taking action to prohibit fractionalized ownership and to support the urgency ordinance being proposed for your consideration this evening. We live on Old Winery Court, like Patricia Smith, and are just outside the city limits, but are within the vacation rental overlay, preventing transient occupancy in residential areas. Picasso purchased a home on our quiet cul-de-sac last May, and until very recently, the company has been actively attempting to sell shares to 8 parties who are permitted to stay 44 days a year in increments of 2 to 14 days. Owners are also allowed to gift their shares to whomever they please. Despite denial from this vulture capitalist company, this is a timeshare in sheep's clothing. This very issue is being contested in federal court based on action by the city against the city of St. Helena. There is no need to wait until Picasso's lawsuit is settled for our city and county to take proactive measures to stop them before it is too late. Commercializing our neighborhoods will further exacerbate our housing crisis for local citizens and will attract parties with no investment in our community. There are dozens of strictly regulated vacation rentals in Sonoma. They all collect and pay TOT, transient occupancy tax, unlike Picasso. If this billion-dollar company is allowed to proliferate in our quiet family neighborhoods, all the typical problems associated with transient occupancy in residential areas can be expected. We have thousands of supporters locally and nationwide who have signed our petition at change.org, and they follow us on our website, stoppicassonow.com. Thank you for your prompt action on this matter and for representing the will of Sonoma citizens.
Thank you so much, sweet husband, for Nancy. Appreciate it.
It doesn't appear that anyone else is raising their hand, Mayor Dean.
All right. Yeah, let's close our public comments. Let's discuss. All right. Mr. Stoller.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just one closing comment. The urgency tonight does require a 4/5 vote. Should that happen tonight, staff intends to schedule a February 10th Planning Commission meeting with a regular ordinance that would replace the urgency that we have. And should that be acted upon by the commission that night, tentatively schedule this regular ordinance to your council to be introduced on March the 2nd, and then actually adopted on March the 16th. That's staff's tentative schedule at this point. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you so much, Director Stoller, for your clarification. Councilmember Felder, right? It's your turn.
Just a point of clarification from one of the public that spoke. I believe that we do have the language in there that refers to fractional ownership. So I think that is covered. Is that correct, David Ruderman?
Yeah, that is correct. The nuance is that what we are prohibiting is the use of property such that people are there for only short periods of time over the year. We're not regulating how the residence is owned. It's debatable whether or not we could actually say an LLC can't own this home because lots of people own homes, as an entity. The issue is that you've got what is essentially a quasi-commercial or commercial use because you've got transients. Maybe they come, every year, but they're only there for a short period of time. And there's a number of different ones. And that's what the ordinance regulates or prohibits.
Thank you so much. So,
So-
my understanding, yeah.
I would just want to finish my comment. I certainly support this urgency ordinance. I think it's timely to do this and to put a stop to this kind of encroachment in our community. So when it's appropriate, I'd like to make a motion to adopt this urgency ordinance. But I don't want to preclude discussion from other council members.
Yes, great. We have the motion already.
Well, I'll second the motion and we can then have discussion, which is the way it usually
That's great.
goes. Motion,
Yeah.
second, discussion. So
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ludeman, for your detailed explanation for the. But I don't think that, we need to focus on business entity structure. Whatever the partnership or LLC, it doesn't matter. On the local government, on the city, focus on the land use. This is our tool, right? This is our weapon. So I'm so proud for out in the city, always make proactive action. And also, I really appreciate our the staff, Director Stoller, Christina, and Mr. Ludeman, and also all council members, all the commissioners during past couple of the month. Yeah, they're working very hard. So that represents our community. And also, I want to say that, being in our city, the residents is number one. We need the income. We need using the money to hire the police, and the fire chief and protect us. If you don't provide anything, why we let you do anything for us? We are very smart. We are not sophisticated. And also, the community is number one. I want to see really out in the community and the parents and the kids and the school. Also, I want to see increase the school, elementary school, middle school, and the high schools enrollment and the rates is going up. So that is our priority. And thank you. Any other comments? Yeah, Councilmember Rowe, please.
thank you, Mayor Ding, and thank you to this staff and the committees that have put this together. It's excellent. But I also want to give a big shout out to the residents in Old Weinberg Court who really have done an amazing job of showing just how people in action working together can make change for their community. And I want to applaud their effort. I have gone out there and seen what they've done. And I hope that our ordinance will serve as a model for other cities that are struggling as we are to provide housing for our residents that and stopping things that artificially inflate the housing cost and don't provide ongoing housing for our residents and for our workers, which is and our families, which is so important to us. So thank you all, and big shout out to our friends that are at the moment not in the city limits, but who knows. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, if I can just make a quick comment before Council,
Yes, definitely.
before Vice Mayor Barnett.
Muted.
Unmute, please.
Sorry, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a quick comment, and that would be a point of clarification to the motion maker and second, that this would be to adopt the outright prohibition. That would be the alternate ordinance that we provided from the Planning Commission. Thank you.
Yeah, Vice Mayor Barnett.
Councilman, yeah, well, I was just going to ask, I assume Councilman Felder and Councilwoman Lowe have made a motion and seconded a motion that makes the Planning Commission recommendation the full
That is correct.
Okay. Well, great, because I would be happy to vote for that. As I mentioned before, since timeshares aren't enumerated in the city, they're already sort of effectively banned. And so I think at this point, the urgency ordinance should continue that forward. And the Planning Commission can further discuss this and analyze that and make an ultimate recommendation to us for the regular ordinance. But I do support this urgency ordinance for many of the reasons as described thus far by Mayor Ding, Councilwoman Lowe. I do think the neighbors on Old Winery Court have really inspired not just this city, but cities around the country. And so I do want to thank them. We need to protect our housing stock for the people that live here. And to points already made, we welcome visitors. We love having visitors here, but we would love them to stay in our wonderful hotels for a variety of reasons, not only for the jobs that they create, but the TOT that comes back to the city. And so for those reasons, I support this urgency ordinance.
Thank you. Any more? Councilmember Lowe, do you want to add something? All right. So in this way, looks like we are ready for the roll call.
Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Toy.
Yes, just as one point of clarification, it'd be helpful if Councilmember Felder could actually read the recommended council action in the staff report. So it's actually introduced and adopted urgency ordinance entitled, read the
As he
title.
looks for.
I'll read the
Yeah.
title.
I gotta quickly pull it up.
Oh, or I could read it for him and he could say that would be it.
I
if
can
that's
get
easier.
there.
Okay, and then you would just note it's the ordinance, the alternate ordinance that prohibits timeshares and fractional interest uses. Thank you.
I'm working on it.
Technology.
Here we go. I make a motion to adopt an urgency ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sonoma, adding Title 19, Section 19.50.140 timeshares to the City of Sonoma Municipal Code, which is the alternate ordinance provided by the Planning Commission on January 13th.
Great. Thank you for your clarification in the accuracy. So I think it's ready for us to vote. All right.
I'm sorry, is there a second? I can't.
And Council
Okay,
Member,
thank you.
Lowe already second.
Thank you.
Before we discuss. All right, roll call, please, Ms. Barr.
Yes. Councilmember Agramonte,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Barnett,
Aye.
Councilmember Felder,
Aye.
Councilmember Lowe,
Aye.
Mayor Ding.
Aye.
Thank you. The motion carries unanimously.
Thank you. Let's move to next agenda item. That is a 6.4, discussing consideration and a possible action regarding the mayor's assignment of the council members to various boards and committees, and a council ratification of the mayor's assignment and the council assignments to the city council ad hoc subcommittees. Mr. Toya, could you please tell us some more detail about this background?
Mr. Mayor, I believe the city clerk is going to make the staff
All right,
report.
yeah. Thank you, Ms. Barr.
Mayor and council, good evening. So tonight we're going to be considering the annual appointment for the different commissions and committees that the council, the boards and committees that the council sits on for other agencies throughout the valley and regionally, as well as locally. Also tonight, you'll be looking at your local ad hoc appointments, subcommittee appointments, and those are, the ad hocs are set up so that you can address local issues of concern. We have attached the worksheets, and I was just looking at it, and my apologies because apparently my changes didn't save to what was uploaded, so I do apologize. You'll notice on some of these.
Sorry, we lost our internet, so I couldn't print the new sheets.
Okay. Well, I'm just looking at what was in the packet, and my apologies because these were not the safe changes that I updated that I thought were uploaded. So my apologies. You'll notice on the attached committee appointment sheet, there are some that are in green, and those are already assigned as the mayor and the vice mayor. That is per the mini code or per the designation of that direct board. This year, there is an additional appointment that needs to be looked at, and that is the Sonoma County Continuum of Care Board. The COC is the board that governs and determines the policies and acts on the COC's decision-making group. They're mandated by HUB's Continuum of Care program, and they recently just revised their governance charter, and it reconfigured it so there are seats now for there's 4 more regional seats, North, Central, West, and East, and one of those is to be appointed by the City of Sonoma City Council. So you may appoint 1 member to that board, and it's a 2-year assignment. The meetings are held once a month, and the specific date and time of the month is subject to board consensus early in the term. So with that being said, it should be noted that the process for the appointments for the council appointments, which are to the regional valley appointments, is a little bit different. The mayor actually makes those appointments based on input by the different council members. And then the ad hoc is based as a majority. So with that, unless there's any questions, that concludes staff's report.
Sonoma Tourism Improvement District is also held by the mayor.
Yes.
I don't think, okay, thanks. That was it.
Okay.
I just want to make sure everybody knows that.
Yes, it's the mayor and the city manager is the alternate typically.
All right, that's good. I can take. And I have a question.
So are we just going to go through these one by one? Or, I mean,
Oh, yeah, or go one by one, or any council member has a specific interest. And right now, I think it's the time. Otherwise, maybe we will miss anything. For example, council member Agramonte is interested of COC. I think that is a very, very, the position for the council member Agramonte.
All right. I think for us, this is such a wonderful opportunity, us that are dealing with homelessness. And I know that Vice Mayor Barnett and I, sometimes we disagree, but gosh darn it, we shook hands on safe parking, Kelso. So I'm really excited about that because I was sort of stuck in a place and you gave me the entree to be able to say, you know what, doggone it, I agree with you. So that I thought I'd mention. But I just wanted to let you know I've been attending meetings on homelessness, whether they're county, special ad hoc committees, since 2017. And that means I've attended 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 100 meetings. Also, I've attended continuum of care meetings for 10 meetings, and that was in 2021. For me, I think this is such an important place to be because now we will have a seat at the table, which I think is very exciting for us, especially the Valley, unincorporated area, our city. And I think for me, it's very exciting even to be considered. So I thank you.
Yes. Do you have any specific another position you are interested? For example, in the Central Law, you are new. You have the more chance to tell what is your strong points, what is your interest. Right now, we can work together. I know you have the lots of the experience in the local and the school related and the history, everything. Yeah, that is.
Well, I'm very open to wherever you think I could be of service, Mayor Dane. However, the only one that jumps out at me that I'd like to serve on is the transportation, the Sonoma County Transportation. authority. You know, that is, and it specifically has to do with the Sonoma Developmental Center and some of the access and egress that comes along with that. So that one is the only one that jumps out at me. And then I'm happy to just go through the list and see where it is you feel I could be of
And
service.
Mr. Mayor, I'm very
Yes.
happy to drop off that committee.
Yeah, I know it's a lot
No good.
stressful, but
They're
it's good.
wonderful
So
people. You know, they have helped us in the city of Sonoma
yeah,
a great amount of time.
yeah.
But I'm ready. I yield to you, Council Member Lowe.
That's so wonderful. Yeah. So then we got in it. That is a really good in a match. Really good match. Use different interests and strong points. We work together. The Council Member Felder, do you have any additional? Because
I would be happy to stay on all of the different committees that I have current appointments to.
Yeah.
But I wish we can go through the list and make sure if we have to make adjustments.
We do go the first if any in a specific.
Okay.
Vice Mayor Barnett, do you have any specific position you are interested?
I'm interested in a few, none that have been discussed thus far. I'm happy to keep on doing the legislative committee at the county level, but more interested in some of the local city ones. So it's up to you, Mr. Mayor, but if you want to go one by one, perhaps.
Yes.
Yeah.
First of all, we do any special interest, and then later, right now, we started one by one. Yeah.
So Finance Committee, I'm willing to come off alternate, if somebody loves this.
I would love to be the alternate on that, and I would love our mayor to continue on if he's willing to do that.
I would. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I would be financial. Okay, no problem.
Your wheelhouse. Yeah.
Definitely.
I can't be on that committee. I did the best.
But you always do the strong voice, advocate, and find the grants. We work together. I appreciate it. We work together.
Work well together.
Yeah. All right. So the next one, Rebecca.
The next one is the Climate Action Council and the CSCC Subcommittee. Currently, it is Bob and Madeline. I'm sorry, Councilmember Felder and Councilmember Agramonte.
Okay.
And I think I would like to switch that to, both of us have actually been serving on that committee, but I would like Madeline to be the Councilwoman, Agramonte to be the representative, because she has been chairing that committee and I think she's been doing a wonderful job. And I would be happy to serve as her alternate and co-member of the council.
Thank you.
That's great. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's wonderful.
So we just switched names on that one.
Okay, that's good.
The next three are actually, there's not a choice. It's the mayor and the vice mayor, which is the Sonoma Disaster Council, the Housing Corporation, and the Sonoma Valley Fire Rescue and Authority Oversight. Those are all the mayor and the vice mayor automatically per their individual charter or per our municipal code. The next one is the Sonoma.
Going back, I think there's a typo there, Rebecca.
No, that's what I was saying. There's several, the changes that I made, Bob or Councilmember Felder didn't save to the document.
Okay, so you'll pick that up.
Yes.
Okay.
The next one, the Sonoma Tourism Improvement District, is the mayor and the city manager is the alternate for that. Then the next one is for considerations, the Sonoma Valley Library Advisory Committee.
That is, I believe, the Councilmember Agramonte, okay.
Yes, I enjoy that committee.
That's great.
And I'm comfortable as alternate.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, so we'll keep that as it is. Sorry, I'm taking some notes here. And then number 8 is the Sonoma Valley Groundwater Sustainability Agency, and I believe it's Mayor Ding and Vice Mayor Barnett at this time.
Yeah, I still want to know groundwater because right now I was this, the rate and the fees liaison for that one. I need to continue my job with the groundwater.
I'm happy to give up the alternate to, for example, I don't know if Councilwoman Lowe is interested, or anyone else. I'm happy to also stay on, but I know that we did a lot of this before Councilwoman Lowe joined us. So just if any of this is interesting to you, Councilwoman Lowe.
I'll say so.
Okay, good. All right.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you continue. If at some point you feel that's too much, I'm happy to step in.
Yeah.
Okay, happy to do it. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Councilmember Lowe and Vice Mayor Barnett. You are really, mutual respect. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah,
So
going.
the next one, number 9, is Sonoma Clean Power Authority. And it looks like it is Councilmember Felder with Mayor Ding as the alternate.
And I'm certainly willing to stay out in that representative position.
Also, anybody want to, take this, my position, also, I'm not happy.
Well, in that, I think you have a lot of responsibility, Mayor Ding. I'm happy
Yes.
to become the alternate.
Yes, I want to be,
power.
I want to either an alternative, or I will just not in this group.
Yeah, I'm happy to be the alternate with.
Okay, for Councilperson Lowe's information, they are currently just meeting Zoom. Their meetings take place in Santa Rosa, but in the Zoom environment, it's a little easier. But and they only require one of us to be on that board, so that's fine. I will let you know if there's conflict comes up and that you have to step in on a given meeting.
Sure.
They typically meeting on the first Thursday of a month at like 9 to 11 or so.
Great.
That's great.
And the next one is the Sonoma County Continuum of Care. And I think if I heard right, Councilmember Agramonte is going to be the representative.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yes, I mean, that's what I understand. We still have to vote, I think.
And when it's all finished, I think.
Yeah.
I promise I will not embarrass the family on that board. That's when I worked for Senator Cranston, they'd always say, there is a sign over the door, do not embarrass the family.
So is there an alternate to that committee?
I don't believe so.
I haven't heard of one yet.
Well, I mean, I assume there would be an alternate, just like
No,
any
there
other.
is. I didn't know if anybody had actually said that they.
Oh,
I'll be happy to be the alternate if that's
Okay.
helpful.
Okay, so moving forward, the Sonoma County Health Action Council. And I know this one has been a question in the past, and there's been no appointment by the council other than the city manager as needed. They have once again reached out to us asking us to make an appointment. So it maybe looks like the city manager Toy has something to add to that on that one.
Oh, yeah. Granted, I only attended one or two, I think maybe 2 of these meetings. I don't really recall a lot of electeds being part of that meeting. That's what I recall. That
No, I agree. I
it's-
used to be, I agree.
So do you want to keep it as is with no one from the elected group with the city manager representing the city on that one? Okay. The next one is the Sonoma County Mayors and Council Members Association. That is the mayor and the vice mayor automatically. The legislative committee for the Sonoma County Mayors and Council Members. I believe if I heard correctly, Vice Mayor Barnett, you wanted to stay on that?
yeah, I'm happy to keep doing that.
Okay. Who would the alternate? And now it's Mayor Ding.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
happy to be the
the-
alternate, Mayor. if
yeah.
you need, as I said, you've got a lot more committees to.
Yes, yeah, I'm happy to, to be replaced by Sanjo Lo. Yeah, that's great.
Okay. And then next we have the Sonoma County Transportation Authority and Regional Climate Protection Authority.
Mhm.
I think Councilmember Lowe, you said you would like to be the representative
Yes, please.
and then alternate.
Right now, alternative is Council Barnett.
Do we want to keep it that way?
I'm happy to keep doing it. If anyone else would like to do it, I'm also more than willing to turn it over. So,
Right.
Okay. So the next one then is number 15, the Zero Waste Sonoma. And currently it is Councilmember Agramonte and the alternate is the city manager or the public works director.
Right. And I'd still like to stay on because I vow before I die, we're going to have a recycling center. We were approved for $100,000 to have something, but it still hasn't happened. No store will take it.
So alternate, do you want to keep that as the city manager or the public works director?
It's whomever would, you know.
That's who it is now. If somebody else would
Yeah.
like to take it.
Yeah, if you want to stay, that means no any change. This alternative should be city manager, Mr. Toy.
Okay. Then the next one is the Sonoma Valley Citizen Advisory Commission. Wow, these changes did not save. Currently, it's Vice Mayor Barnett and Councilmember Felder. Is that correct?
yeah, and I would offer if Bob wants to take that as the primary. He used to be on the Citizens Advisory Commission, as was Mayor Ding. I'd be more than happy to turn that over.
That I was going to ask you because you've got a few other places that
Yeah.
you've been picked up.
That's
So
great.
I'll take the primary on that.
Okay.
All
great.
right, switch. Thank you.
So Vice Mayor Barnett, you'll be the alternate,
I can be, or if anyone
or
else
is there
is-
someone else?
Yeah. How about Sandra Lowe? Are you
I'm
interested?
happy to be the alternate to the Citizens Advisory Commission.
How about Barnett? Vice Mayor Barnett is okay?
I'm fine with that. Mhm.
All right, thanks. Yeah.
Okay. So then the next one is number 17, the Sonoma Valley County Sanitation District, and that is actually the mayor and the vice mayor automatically.
All right.
So number 18 is the Sonoma Valley Economic Vitality Partnership, and that currently is Vice Mayor Barnett and Councilmember Felder.
You
That
okay?
is the Chamber of Commerce, right? Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah. I'm
You
happy
okay
to-
leaving it that way, Council?
I am, yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Great. Because, parklet, we need to discuss it.
Okay, so we're going to keep that as is. And then the last one for the appointments is the water, oh, nope, sorry, I went too fast. Water Advisory Committee. Currently, it's Mayor Ding and Councilmember Felder.
I'm happy to stay, but anyone, if the interest, also, I could be, replaced by any other. Not a lot of the time, just in the 2 months in the meeting, just out in the city, out the county, the water, management.
Mayor Ding, if you're okay with staying there, I'd be happy to just continue as the alternate. And if you get busy, I can always fill in.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Then the next one is number 20, which is ABAG, the Association of Bay Area Governments for the General Assembly. And currently we only have our representative. We don't have an alternate, but that's Mayor Ding is the city's representative at this point.
I'm happy out of this position. We should have some of the voice in the Bay Area.
Yeah, I'm happy to be your alternate on that, but it's only one meeting, so it's probably
Yes.
an alternate,
Mhm.
but if you need to fill
Yes.
somebody in,
Yeah,
I'll provide that.
that's great. Thank you.
Okay, And then the next one is number 21, the State Route 37 Policy Committee. And that currently is Councilmember Agramonte, and the alternate is Vice Mayor Barnett.
I'm sorry, what was that committee? I didn't print.
The State Route 37 Policy Committee.
Right.
And
Well, you know-
Highway 37. Highway 37.
Yeah, I mean, I'll stay there, but Kelso, if you want to be, you know, it's all Zooms and it's really the policy committee. And you go to Merritt Island when it stops Zooms.
Yeah, you know, I'm actually interested. This is such a, it's a combination of different counties and with our partners in the state. I'm wondering if perhaps Councilwoman Lowe would be interested in that.
I'm interested in it. I've spent probably more hours on Highway 7 than I did to tell you about. And you know, I'll try to refrain from what I usually say when I'm on that auspicious.
Oh yeah, that's rough.
But I am interested in transportation, and so that sort of fits in.
And unless something has changed on that one, it's not actually a member of the committee. It's just the council member who's assigned to attend on behalf of the city to bring back the information, is what my understanding is. Is that still the case, Council Member Agramonte? The last time we approved this.
Yes. Okay. And I want to, Council Member Lowe, there's actually a Zoom sometime. I saw it in the newspaper. But it has to do with the 37. I think they're going to talk about the whole plan. It was actually in the Sonoma Index Tribune.
Yeah, they're extending the plan. I saw that.
Right. Because there's only 3: public, private, or private. That's it. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Did you guys name an alternate, or do you want to just leave it at Councilmember Lowe?
I'm fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be her alternate.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, great.
And then the last one for the council committee appointments is the North Bay Watershed Association. And currently I show that is Councilmember Agramonte, and the Public Works Director is the alternate.
Right. And it sounds strange, but I like that committee. Of course, we're in Zoom now, but they really do some wonderful work. And in fact, they're involved in Highway 37 because under whatever they do, they have watersheds. So that's something that's very important to them. I mean, if somebody's very interested in that, that's fine. I enjoy, being on the committee, but if somebody has a burning desire, they may, no burning. I don't see burning out there. So I'll stay on that committee. Thank you.
Do you want to keep the Public Works Director as the alternate on that?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I usually go to the meeting. So I don't, and now I think they're only meeting every other month, unfortunately.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes the committee appointments. So looking at the council ad hoc committee appointments or subcommittees, the first one is the Broadway Vision. And some of these, this is the time when if something is completed or you don't feel that there's a need for it any longer, it can be taken off. But then number 1 is Broadway Vision. And currently I show Vice Mayor Barnett and Councilmember Agramonte as the council members assigned to that.
That should be fun.
Kelso.
That's good.
Those should be lively meetings.
That's right.
I mean, you know what? The decision has been made, and I am one who honors the decision. So, there's no going back for me. So, Kelso, if you're comfortable with me, I am certainly comfortable with you.
Oh yeah, no, I'm more than happy.
Definitely
to serve on that committee with you. Yes.
Yeah. That
sounds great.
Sounds great. Yeah.
I mean, I guess, just briefly, that committee was, I think, was that formed before or after our August meeting? Because I think we still wanted to talk about it.
I believe it was before.
Okay. So maybe we could do a pause on that to see how things go for a while, but I did want to ultimately talk about continued pedestrian improvements, all those kind of things. I just probably at this point, it's not going to be a huge priority in this coming year. So maybe we could come back to it.
Just as a point though, there are some safety improvements that haven't really been put out to the public very carefully about the crosswalks and stuff. And it might be well to keep going with that ad hoc committee to make sure that those things happen.
We just have to keep in mind, the one thing we do have to keep in mind with the ad hoc committees, if they continue too long, they become a standing committee and then they become subject to the Brown Act.
Okay.
So they're set up to do a project, finish it and be over, not to just continuously sit there and wait. Just something to keep in mind as you're reviewing these.
I guess I could see having an immediate need to make sure that the rest of the safety improvements go in, and then you could temporarily disband that committee if you wanted. It's up to you guys.
What is the actual amount of meetings at which time you turn into a regular? I mean, is it 3 meetings? Is it 30 meetings?
No, typically, and I'm going to ask the city attorney to weigh in here. If anything, like if you get to a year, 9 months, usually it's set for a project. And then when the project's over, the committee goes away. When it becomes a standing committee is when it just continues to look at the issues that are coming up. And if something else comes up, then they look at that just as neat, that becomes a standing. And again, I'm going to turn it over to the city attorney if he has any additional information on that.
No, that's exactly right. The question is going to be, what was the project that the Broadway Vision Ad Hoc Committee related to?
Mm-hmm.
So what was the charge of the committee? If the charge of the committee was to look at a 20-year plan for Broadway or something like that, as opposed to, what we just voted on many times this week. It would be helpful on these ad hoc committees to say what the charge of the committee is. I think that would help define who wants to be on it, what the roles are, and whether or not we should turn it into a long-standing committee. I mean, I'm not sure what I have a vision for Broadway, but I don't know what the role of the committee is.
And my apologies, Councilmember Lowe, we did have those on there and they were taken off, so.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
So if you like, if the city manager, or go ahead, I'm sorry, Councilmember.
Well, I don't know when I was put on this committee, but we've never, unsurprisingly, this committee has not met, at least since I've been on.
We're meeting now, Kelso.
I know. Madeline and I like to hash it out in public. So, I wouldn't be opposed to maybe suspending this for a while to at least see how things go. And then to Councilwoman Lowe's point, if we do want to create like a 20-year vision for Broadway, that's obviously a separate issue that I think maybe this committee was created for. So
you may not agree, but I think speed rail right through the Broadway, Kelso.
And at any time the council decides, I believe it's actually a note on your agenda and the notes that the council can create ad hoc committees as needed if something comes up. It's not something you can only do once a year or so just as an FYI. So am I understanding that you would like to suspend or remove number 1 for right now?
I think it's a good idea because we, as a council, we're going to be looking at what's going on. We don't want to circumvent that authority. So I think that would be a great idea. Good suggestion, Kelso, Vice Mayor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Also, I agree. Yeah, I agree. But another thing is, after we have the restriping project that finished, this kind of feeling, we will have the more and the inputs from the community. Yeah, and then but I really don't want to, let this,
Yeah, maybe,
take care of these kind of things. So maybe, we need to prepare. I strongly feel because this is brand new. A lot of the the comments and like it or don't like it, especially those people don't like it, and current one.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm more than happy to serve on the Broadway Backlash Committee.
All yours.
and
Okay.
You
Yeah.
soon? Yeah. All right.
All right. So number one, we're going to take off the
Still
list.
have a sense of humor.
And then how about the Plaza and Depot Park Enhancement and Connectivity Project?
Oh, God.
we never got any in a meeting. We get it together, right? Yeah, maybe we
Yeah,
are going on. Yeah.
we haven't met. I mean, this is not met yet. So yeah.
Okay, so we're just going to keep it the way it is with Vice Mayor Barnett and Mayor Dean.
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah. If anyone that you want to replace my alternative also is fine.
Okay. And then number 3, development code revision, including housing issues.
That's
pretty
council
active.
and
Yeah.
Bob.
That-
Yeah,
That's ongoing and
yeah, that's great. Yeah.
So we'll
I'm
keep
very
that.
happy about those two. I was rescued from that committee.
Rescue.
We'll keep that as is. And then number 4, legislation. And that currently is Mayor Ding and with the TBD for the alternate.
And also here, I recommended Sandra Lowe, see if you are interested in this. I think that you have lots of experience for these area. I'm happy to be removed or as alternative, whatever you think.
I don't see this as something, if we look at the definition that our council gave us, that, I mean, legislation is absolutely ongoing. I might say ad nauseum, but it goes and I don't see it as a short term. I mean, we're never going to say it's completed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even completed upon adjournment of the session. So I don't see this as being an ad hoc. This is something that if there's an interest of a committee ongoing, but we're a member of the League of Cities.
Yes.
We receive Mike Madrid's emails and so forth, that it seems to me that if there's something that is particular to especially Sonoma, that we should flag it, the city manager should flag it, we should put it on the agenda for discussion and see if there's anything we need to do. But I don't see this as ad hoc. I'd like to think it's ad hoc. I often say the best laws have already been written. They're the first 10 amendments to the Constitution to start with, but I don't see this as ad hoc. I see this as I said, ad nauseum.
Yeah, Mr. Toy.
Yeah, just as clarification, I think the purpose of the legislation was in the event there was some time sensitive legislation in which we couldn't take it to the council in time, and then it would have benefited staff to be able to have a sounding board if we could send something to whatever the authors of the bill or whatever we would need to do. And then what we would do is we would take it back to the council as an information item.
I think, we can still do that. You can, and I'm happy to fill in that capacity, but I just don't want to have like a regular meeting and say, hey, what did the legislature pass?
No.
Sounds like this isn't even a committee because it's just one council member. Is that right?
It's actually, we say after the slash means it's actually 2.
Oh,
okay.
So it's meant to be 2.
Yeah. And I think we captured it here because just so we didn't lose it it was someplace to capture it that council was involved in. But yes, we were going to look at the second member when we had all of our council members in place.
I tend to agree with Councilmember Lowe with respect to the ad hoc nature of the committee. I think what you see some cities do is essentially give this function to the mayor, or also to prepare legislative policy that's adopted by the council. that provides, which I believe the league has a model for all cities, which cities then adopt, and that gives them guidance about which legislation they can support or oppose based on those policies if they need to act in advance of a council meeting. So I would recommend one of those two routes other than this ad hoc committee.
That's how my previous cities, both of them handled it. They talked about the different legislative issues and came to a legislative platform and then directed staff. These are the ones we submit or support. These are the ones we oppose this type of legislation. So it's something to think about.
All right. Yeah, I think if no regular meeting, we put this committee
remove
over
it?
there. Looks like some emergency time, but we need this kind of, it's kind of the feature. So I don't have any opposition for keep this.
So should we remove it from what I'm hearing, possibly remove it from this list and just make a note that if we have something that is time sensitive, we'll speak with Councilmember Lowe or Mayor Ding? Is that what I'm hearing? Am I on the right track here, City Manager?
Yeah, and I think that was the intent. The intent wasn't to discuss legislation in general. It was just if there was a time-sensitive matter in which we needed some guidance, it wasn't clear to us what the council position was on something, then we would use the committee as a sounding board and get their direction and then go to the council after the fact if there was something that was time-sensitive. It wasn't meant to be an ongoing type of thing. The mayor, if you wanted to do that, that's fine. Legislative platforms, obviously, we can do that. It's a lot more work for staff to come up with that. And where I've been before, when we've done that, there's always some legislation that doesn't quite fit what you want. And then it's not clear if that council really meant that within their platform. But whatever the council wants to do, I think that's fine.
So that means if like this way, maybe another council member can be, the main member for the legislation or contact person, maybe, Agrimonte or Barnett could be. Yeah. What?
Well,
not for me, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah,
I like the previous idea.
Yeah,
the earlier set of committees, there was a Sonoma County legislative committee, which I think is basically serves the same purpose.
Exactly.
Part of the Mayors and Council Members Association.
Yeah, like the League of Cities, and I'm on that, and I'm more than happy if you, Mayor Dang, or Councilwoman Lowe wants. I know Councilwoman Lowe is the alternate, but I think that's the purpose of the legislative committee, that the League of Cities gives us information on what's going on up at Sacramento, and then we come to the council with it. So.
But I think that is different from Gary mentioned. Gary mentioned is sometimes it's kind of emergency or time sensitive. This kind of the case. It's not like you just mentioned county or the state legislation. That is a long-term bill, or I'm not sure.
I just don't see, if there's some emergency legislation, I think the city manager will let us know. And if it's such an emergency and it's so specific to Sonoma that absolutely no one else will opine on this issue unless we get there and let them know that we hate this or love it, then, we call a special meeting and we say, we have to do something about it. But
yes,
I don't think that, that's such a rarity. And as I said, we belong to the League of Cities for them to do this heavy lifting for us in Sacramento, and the committee that Vice Mayor Barnett mentioned. I just don't see this as needed at the moment. I think it was.
So could I?
Yeah, I think this was a knee-jerk reaction to SB 9, and everybody got all up in arms about it. And had we by the time it got to the city council, it was already passed. Listen, by the time it was written, it was already passed. It was Pro Tem Atkins' bill. It was going, So, I just don't see the emergency of this.
So,
agree.
Mr. Toy, I wanted to ask a question, if I could, whatever, I hope I'm not.
Of
So
course.
how do you get alerted? There's an assumption that as a city manager, you get alerted to certain legislation. How does that work? Or does that what happens?
It's as Councilmember Lowe indicates, we get alerts from League of California Cities. And then usually there's ample time to put something on for the council agenda. But there are those moments where the league will say, send it to the author, the committee's going to hear this and they need a letter. And the timing is such that it's, it's a council meeting isn't happening within that time frame. It doesn't happen often. This was just an ability to consult officially with the ad hoc subcommittee. That being said, if the council believes there's not a need, then and that it's not going to really be an issue because it hasn't yet, and if it does happen, it doesn't happen very often in my experience. But I would say, why don't we just, it sounds like for the council, not have this subcommittee, and if it ever pops up where something happens, then we could talk about it then. Okay, so.
Yeah. How about Councilmember Felder? How about your input? You leave it or just remove?
I think we get rid of it for now.
All right. How about Vice Mayor Barnett? How do you think?
I agree.
All right. Also, I agree. Yeah, just remove, but make some notes. Yeah, in case any situation. And,
So
right.
then that gives us the cemetery assessment and strategy. And currently it's Councilmember Agramonte and Vice Mayor Barnett.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Fine.
Just
Yeah.
keep it the way it is.
Continue.
Oh,
You will
yeah?
continue. Yeah, continue this.
And then the last one is the Casa Grande parking lot, which is Councilmember Felder and Councilmember Agramonte.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Enjoying it, aren't we, Bob? I'm going to build that fence, my gate myself.
Okay.
And that is all of the current ad hoc. So I have that we're going to
Great.
remove the Broadway vision and the legislative, but the
Yeah.
other four will remain as is.
Great.
And that concludes this item.
How does a ad hoc committee get formed? Does it have to come at, can we talk about that now? I mean, if there's something that I think I'd like to work on, is this appropriate to bring it up now, or is it, I'm seeing.
Yeah, we have agendized on every meeting that any item may result in the formation of an ad hoc
Okay,
committee.
so I would like to make a recommendation of an ad hoc committee on which to serve. There is if I'm doing this all wrong, you guys will let me know. There is a piece of property on the corner of 5th Street West and MacArthur that is zoned for a park. And I would like to explore some of the purposes that might fit for that corner of Southwest Sonoma. I've heard from a lot of the residents that live across the street from that parcel, mainly in the mobile home park community, who know that that is zoned for a park and have some ideas. And I think that expanding our ability to serve our residents in a setting, right now it's basically an ad hoc park because people can go in there. So it would be nice to put something in there in that part of Sonoma. So I'd like to suggest that.
Councilperson Lowe, are we talking about the northeast corner?
We are talking about the northeast corner by the bus stop.
Right.
It's on the front part. There's a swale, I believe, that goes
Yes, yeah.
through that area. And it's a sort of a wedge
And
shape.
it's adjacent to that home that was just constructed just to buy it. Yeah.
Correct. And it is zoned, I've checked with the city, and it is zoned for a park, and nothing's being done there. So I just think that maybe we could offer something to the folks that live near there.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. I have another question. It's not
And
related.
who's going to serve on this committee with me?
I was just going to say, can we get the representatives if we're going to inform that committee?
Who is interested?
I'm more than happy to serve with Councilwoman Lowe on it. But if anyone else wants to as well, that's fine. I didn't hear anyone else speak up, so.
I'm great.
Thank you. However, it may involve dogs, just warning. Appropriately, that powerful.
Very, very touche.
That concludes our portion, Mayor Ding,
Except-
unless.
You
All
might
right.
want to take
So the-
public
Yeah,
comment.
take the
Mr. Mayor.
public. And also I want to say, do you have any other, the committee you think it's necessary we set up, or we can discuss, or we cannot discuss because it is not on our agenda? Anybody? No. All right. So then let's open to public.
We have
Any-
one, there's no one raising their hand, Mayor Ding.
Okay. So if the no, all right. So Mr. Toy, do we need to make a motion for those kind of above discussion and assignments? Or
Yeah, yes, Mr. Mayor, I think to make it clear, you would just make a motion adopting the assignments as discussed. I think we have it all. If you like, we can go through it again just to confirm. But I'm pretty sure we've got it pretty clear in our notes.
all right. Do we need for me, I don't think it's necessary because it's kind of very clear. But anyway, we still have the chance. If we need to go through from beginning to the end, that's fine.
Not.
That's at your discretion, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
I think that when we see it in the minutes of the meeting, if there are things that we feel that weren't captured correctly, we can amend them at that time, but I don't feel the need to go through the whole thing at this point.
Yeah, I will update the list and send it out to all the council members and make it available. It's available in the packet typically as well. But we'll post it.
So the motion would be to ratify the mayor's appointments as discussed.
And the assignments to the ad hoc and the creation of the ad hoc special, we'll come up with the name Park Ad Hoc Committee.
So
moved.
I'll move. Okay,
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Agramonte,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Barnett,
Aye.
Councilmember Helder,
Aye.
Councilmember Lowe,
Aye.
Mayor Ding.
Aye.
Thank you. The motion carries unanimously.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for everyone. And item number 7, council members' report and comments. Anything that new we can share each other? Council member Felder, please.
I have attended a Sonoma Clean Power meeting on the 6th of January. A couple of things came out of that. They received a very good credit rating, so they were very proud of that. And also completed an audit where they came through with a clean bill of health. But another very interesting thing that they're promoting now is some incentives for multifamily enhancements, and it's a focus on the electrical panels at some of these multifamily buildings where they're going to provide the incentive to replace those panels and provide a savings for electrical use. So they're involved in a lot of good things, and it's a very interesting meeting to attend every month. That's it.
That's great. Councilmember Agramonte, please. Do you have anything?
I have nothing. My meetings are actually tomorrow and Friday.
Okay. Vice Mayor Barnett.
Yes, I attended a meeting of the Sonoma Valley Citizens Advisory Commission right before Christmas, and that commission approved a cottage home project, I believe, on Walnut in El Verano. And it was a very innovative, new sort of residential design type project. And I know that we in the city would love to see more projects like that as well.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Barnett.
Oh, and I'm sorry, Mayor.
Yes.
Oh God, Mayor, I actually attended the library, Friends of the Library meeting.
Oh.
And they have something that is so exciting. It's called the Biblio Bus. And it
Oh.
goes to Boys and Girls Club. It'll go to Vintage.
That's great.
It's a moving library. You can actually have meetings in there. They have iPads in there. They also have a big screen. So if you want an outdoor class, you can get a library book there. It's wonderful, and it's going throughout the Sonoma Valley. It goes
That's
to
great.
schools, everything, called the Biblio Bus.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's great to know. Yeah. Hi, Councilmember Lowe.
No.
Okay. Yeah, yesterday I was attending Sonoma Valley Groundwater Agency's Fees and Rate Committee's meeting. Yeah, I was late yesterday, but basically, the consulting company just gives us a little bit of update. They are studying and collecting information for the future groundwater and what kind of charge, how many factors we need to choose. Very preliminary, things, and we will have the meeting the next month. We'll get more detailed information. Right now, basically, consulting company has been working with our water agency, try to set up the fees and rates for the future. Thank you. Nobody, mentioned. Let's move to agenda number 8, city manager comments and announcements, and also include Mr. Ludeman, if you have any comments. And Mr. Toy, it's your turn.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, just wanted to let the community know we have our housing element kickoff meeting scheduled for 6 p.m. next Tuesday. It's a virtual meeting. I don't know if the planning director has anything to add, but we'll be putting out lots of information for that on the website and via our city newsletter. So David, nothing? Okay, but it's a virtual meeting, 6 p.m. next Tuesday. That's January 25th.
Okay.
That, and if there are any future agenda items like the council would like to share at this point.
That's great.
I'd like to share, suggest a future agenda item. Is this appropriate time, Mayor Ding?
Yes.
Yes, I've been approached by the committee that's putting together the Juneteenth celebration in Sonoma. They would like to come and do a brief presentation as to what they're putting together. It is unbelievably remarkable what they're bringing together. They're coordinating with the Sonoma Valley Museum, the community center, the garden park, and as many of you probably are aware, this is the first time we've had a federal holiday of Juneteenth. And I think it would be wonderful to have them share what they're doing and see how the city could be involved in this momentous and historic holiday. So I'd like to bring that.
That's wonderful. Mm-hmm.
And also, Mr. Mayor, I think the Historical Society wanted to make a presentation.
Yes, it's already in the schedule for our next meeting. Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr.
Toy?
Oh, I'm just wondering, Councilmember Lowe, do they have a specific date in mind?
For the event?
No, for the presentation to the council.
I think that's open. I
Oh,
think at your convenience, but you know, the event will be obviously in June. So you know, it's in enough times that we can somehow be involved. So it's not urgent, but
Thank
it's
you.
timely. Yeah.
Councilman Felder.
Just for the record, I would like to see us agendize a resolution to adopt the full Rosenberg Rules of Order at our next council meeting. And I also would like to agendize a discussion to begin talking about the design and of parklets at our next meeting.
That's great. All right.
Might amend
Vice
it.
Mayor Barnett, please. Oh,
Yes, although City Attorney, did you
I was
have
just
something?
saying, if we should think about adopting Rosenberg's rules as amended from time to time in case there are future amendments.
Yes.
oh,
Rosenberg.
okay.
Just
Okay.
I'll make a note of that for Jeff.
Okay.
Okay. Great.
And I would like to agendize from the Development Code Subcommittee, Councilman Felder and I, we, at our last meeting, we discussed multifamily design standards, potentially an urgency ordinance to get that on the books as soon as possible, in line with our single family design standards. So I'd like to discuss that. I would also like to discuss, following up on our public comment from Celeste Winders, and I know the city manager is already in contact with her about helping Food for All, Comido para Todos, but if that needs to come at our next meeting as well, I would like to discuss that. Because it's sort of obviously it's a timely situation with what's going on with the surge, and the quicker we can address that, the better.
I have potential agenda in the future. It's not urgent. Once and we have the time, we can consider. Because in 2023 is a 200 years anniversary for our town. For the father, Jose Altamela, you know, that came for that admission, and it's a big issue. And the local residents, especially historian, already have the suggestions and several. And we can take the next year, or this year, 2022, and do some preparation, how to celebrate, how to honor our Sonoma's legacy. It's not in rush, but I hope before the July, we need to discuss. But right now we can contact with the community, see what kind of good idea they have.
Can I make one additional comment, please?
Sure.
Commissioner Barnett, there's a meeting of the Citizens Advisory next Wednesday, and I will attend that as the primary then, if that's suitable to you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Great. All right. Looks like, Mr. Toya, do you have any item you want to put on that future agenda, additional one? Do you have? No? All right. So the next item, agenda number 9, city attorney comments. Sorry, I just, you have the specific item, Do you have any?
No comments this evening. Thank you.
All right. Item agenda number 10, that is adjournment. So and thank you so much, everyone. We got it together. We got it all unanimously approved. Thank you. You support and we work together. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.